Hello and welcome to UAT Time within the United Countries Special by First Ukraine. You can find us on the frequencies available on our website firstua.com. I'm Sergey Velichanskiy.
And I am Olivier Vedrine. UAT Time is dedicated to bring Ukraine and Europe closer to each other by introducing the real Ukraine to the rest of the world.
Cultural diplomacy is one of the most effective ways to strengthen good relationships between nations across the world. We believe this is the future of diplomatic approach. I would even go as far as change the Ministry of Foreign Affairs into a Ministry of Cultural Diplomacy.
Our guest today is Dariia Kariakina, head of Outlook project.
Welcome.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much for stopping by for a cup of tea.
Why not?
Yes. Now, cultural diplomacy. Actually, I think we have had, for the past maybe...
Yes, Svetlana from...
No, what I'm saying is for the past several months, we have had several people bringing this issue up.
Yeah.
And we thought we need to talk to you about this. So what is cultural diplomacy?
Actually, for me, the cultural diplomacy, it is the most effective way to maintain the different relations in the cultural sphere between the countries and the nations. I really understand the necessity to show the people that culture and cultural relations can unite people. Mm-hmm. And what I believe also is that cultural diplomacy, it is the way to show the people that they are at the same level, that we need to be more tolerant to another nations, that we need to understand different things, and only when we will understand it, in this case, we can respect other nations.
Yes, this is a good way to build a new world, but do you think that will be efficient at the end? Because this is not very classical approach.
You know, what we are actually can see now, even the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, they decided to make a special, a special department that is connected with the cultural diplomacy.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true.
So and that's the next step for changing the...
Yeah, if you understand that the official Ministry of Foreign Affairs now think that it is necessary for Ukraine to create such department, I think that now we must understand that the level of cultural diplomacy is much more high now, and the understanding of the necessity and the role of this sphere is so high that different official structures are thinking about the ways how we can communicate with different communities, with different nations, with different cultures.
But for me, when you talk about cultural diplomacy, I was thinking about cultural influence, like USA with Hollywood, and and what do you think Ukraine can use some part of his own culture to do some influence? In which part?
Of course.
Yes, of course, but.
What I think, Ukraine is a very rich country and culturally rich country. Yes. And when we speak about the role of our roots, the role of our traditions, I think that these things really must inspire next generations of Ukrainians to understand our history, to understand our traditions, and to be proud of it. So you need to understand that we need our cultural roots to use actually the parts of these cultural roots and to inspire the next generations for some progress, for some educational processes. To tell in what way, I think it's actually the ways how cultural diplomacy will decide. Today, what we have, the public society, is more I don't want to say engaged, but is more dedicated with different projects than, for instance, governmental institutions. And they are finding the way, in what way we can transform some cultural heritage and to use it for the future of our country. In what way it will be done, it depends on the people who are working in this sphere.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, of course.
One of the first times when I fell in love, for instance, with the Georgian culture, though I've never been to Georgia, one was when I saw their dance performance.
Yeah.
Not so long ago, it was like, what, a month ago or so, there was a big show here in Ukraine.
On the 8th of March, by the way. It was from Georgia with Love. A very big concert.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And sometime I think it was that in that concert or in a relative event, the dance battle between a Ukrainian performance, dance performance, and a Georgian performance. It was a very peaceful. The battle was just the name of the format, but it was a very dynamic. So, to me, what I think is, you know, if I, having never been to Georgia, love this country, love this culture because of that, how much can we do with a lot of things that Ukraine has to offer? Dancing is one thing, but then we're talking about arts, you know, singing.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things. And another fact, just about a week ago, one American artist did a presentation of her artwork in the Museum of Taras Grigorievich Shevchenko here in Kiev. And that artist, she is an American, but her mother came from Ukraine when she was about 8 or 9. So the Ukrainian roots, you know, gave its fruits pretty much right now. And so now they bring back what they have created as part of cultural diplomacy. And this is just one example. On your website, the outlook.com.ua, right? On this website, I saw you did at least one event I saw in that same museum. And what other things that you do? Would you please give us a little more?
Actually, I want also to add some information. You know, when I was, for instance, young, and I was studying at the first, second class of my school, it was not popular to show that you love Ukrainian songs. It was not cultivated in different families to show your identity, and that is why now we have something like the Renaissance, you know, of Ukrainian culture, and the ways to show this Renaissance and the variety of methods are great and huge, but you know what another countries like Georgia has at that moment, the traditions were cultivated from one family to another, from one period of the family history to another. In Ukraine, it was actually absolutely vice versa. And when I decided to work in the sphere of cultural diplomacy, I understood that we need to have the balance also. We must not say that Ukrainians are the best or Ukrainians are the best. We need to show other things, to find some parts that are a little bit similar in another cultures and start to compare. That is why we decided, for instance, with our partners, with the Foundation of International Cooperation, together with them, we decided to make a project that was called Shevchenko's World Unites. And we decided, the ambassadors of different countries, to read the parts of Shevchenko's poems on their language, and also to show the poems of their so-called Shevchenkos, the people who are really so famous and prominent in their country. And they also showed the parts of their poems. It was the cultural dialect. In case that we will show only our Shevchenko, it will be the monologue. We will not be interested in this case. When we have the dialogue, we can make the new routes for the cooperation. Also, what we are doing today, we are cooperating with 35 different embassies in Ukraine. Together with them, we are organizing different events, starting from educational and ending really with the festivals of different cultures of the world. Once a year, we are doing a very big event with 30 embassies. We are showing their dancing, cuisine, their heritage, non-material heritage. And at the same time, we are trying to show the traditions of different holidays. For instance, our last project, it was in March. 10 embassies from different countries, mostly it was the Middle Asia country, they have started the holiday that is called Nowruz.
Yeah.
It is something like the New Year, the coming of spring, and people are waiting. They have some rituals, they have some tradition, they have even special food they are prepared to this day. And we decided in a Kiev mayor administration to show the Ukrainians in what way another countries are celebrating this. So, we are seeking for different spheres. Not only it can be literature, it can be holidays spending, it can be even more essential things, historical, something like that. And we are thinking in what sphere we can make and do our best to show and to popularize different cultures.
And you think now, I am agree with you, we are assisting at the renaissance of the Ukrainian culture. Because during some years, maybe some decades, the Ukrainian culture was totally forgot. And that was not, you say also, that was not very fashion to say that I love Ukrainian culture before. But now, this comeback of the Ukrainian culture, you think that will be a long process? Or what do you think? Because this is amazing, because everybody now is discovering Ukrainian culture. And for me, for a Frenchman, this is very amazing, because our culture is very strong, and we are very proud of that. And I cannot understand why during some years the Ukrainians were not proud or cannot talk about their own cultures.
Of course, we can speak about this in our history period, because you understand that the country like France that was independent more time. So you have the right to show your culture. You have the possibility to promote it. We did not have, as we were the part of the Soviet Union, and of course at the same time we needed not to hide our culture, but not to promote it so much. That is why we have the historical level of this. But now, when you understand that we've got our independence, and we have now some political process that promotes and push the use of Ukraine to show, to tell about Ukrainian culture, to love it, to proud. So I think that the process will be, the speed of development of this process will be much more higher in the future. And I think that in 2-3 years, really a lot of people from all over the world will understand really a big difference what is Russia and Ukraine. Because, for instance, when I was 13 or 15 and I visited in other countries and I told that I'm from Ukraine, and they said to me, Russia? I said, no, Ukraine. And they did not feel the difference. I am sure that in 2-3 years, no one in the world will tell that it is the same things. We have different cultures, we have different traditions. So, of course, we have some similar, because we are Slavic people, of course. But at the same time, in this period, I hope that we will have the possibility to show the world that our heritage are huge.
This is also a key of your independence.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I think it's like a snowball. Once it's coming down the hill, it gets more snow, and more snow becomes greater and bigger and bigger. So there is no way back, for sure. And it will take on, more speed, and it would go on faster and faster. And here's what I'm thinking is, You know, it was interesting how even in the Soviet Union, there were a couple of, you know, famous artists that performed in Ukrainian. And so it was a showcase for the West that everything's all right with our, you know, cultural differences. You see, we promote Ukrainian culture, but in reality, down to each individual school where children went, if you spoke Ukrainian, they said you were illiterate.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh.
you're from a village, you can't speak right.
Ukrainian was not official language, national language, or
It was
Maybe it was in
on the
some
paper.
documents.
on the
Yes,
paper, yes,
on the
but
paper.
not efficiency.
No.
But no, everything was done to create a public opinion that if you spoke Ukrainian, then you're illiterate.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so that was and it's deep in the mind. Okay, in a lot of people. So it will take time for a new generation to, you know, now we do have more young people speaking Ukrainian freely, enjoying it, you know.
And we even have now new Ukrainian language with new words. It is
Exactly.
actually developing.
Yes, very beautiful, very musical, you know, Ukrainian language. But it will, you know, it will take time.
Oh,
Now,
yeah. Really.
I want to go on. You know, maybe you can share real quick. How do you promote your? You said you do events with
Yeah.
the embassies. What else do you do? Because I can see it's
actually,
a media.
the Outlook project it contains two different parts. One part it is the organization of events, these cultural events, and another part it is media, and we are trying to promote different cultures, starting from their national costumes, the food they eat, and something like that. By making small video clips, we are flying to another countries on the invitation of the embassies. We are doing different video shootings and trying to show it in 3 different languages, in Ukrainian, Russian, and English, and showing it to Ukrainians and other people who are actually visiting our web portal. Also, we are writing a lot of different things and rubrics and about cultural diversity. And by the way, at the end of the 2015, we had a very pleasant mission. We were getting the diploma of finalist of International Adami Media Prize. We went to Georgia, and the president of Georgia gave us this diploma, and we are in the third of best web portals in Eastern Europe who are who are covering the cultural diversity.
You're answering my unasked questions, you know. I just wanted to ask you about this Adami Media Prize, you know.
Yeah, I have a question, because you know that the motto of the Open Union is united in diversity.
Yeah.
Do you have some link with the Open Union? Do you mate our EU delegation?
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have any donations or something like that. We are trying to also to make private events and to take this money for all these actually events that have the cultural things. We will think about some, maybe we will work with some grants or something like that. We will find some financing of this project, but unfortunately now it is the enthusiastic project, and we need to find everything. If you want to do something good, you need also to find money for this. Of course, we were seeking for the festival some sponsors and something like that, but the understanding of the importance of these things and the social responsibility of different firms and different companies is not so high in Ukraine. We also need time. So we understand that now we are in some sea, and we are in our own boat, and we need to find the way how to...
Just a question. I didn't see the French embassy in your event.
To tell the truth, when I worked on TV, I had the even interview with the previous ambassador. Now we invite all the embassies, but maybe they are not interested in this. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sure they are. It's
I'm
just
sure they are.
probably communication.
I will.
Maybe we can't find
I will try to do something.
Now, there is a term businesswoman, but I would say, talking about Dariia, I would say we can say a busy woman. Because, you know, besides the Outlook project, besides the cultural diplomacy, you are involved as head of International Union, which is a non-governmental organization that projects rights of national minorities in Ukraine. And, I mean, this is a vast topic to talk about. But seriously, how did you get into this?
To tell the truth, when you're starting to work with the embassies, you understand that you will also work with the communities of different people who have different roots, who came to Ukraine and who became the part of Ukrainian society. So in this case, you started to work with the diasporas. And the time came and actually, I was proposed to become the head of the International Union and to protect the rights of these people. Because some people, they have the roots that, you know, they have, for instance, Armenian roots or Georgian roots, and they're living on the territory of Ukraine for a long time. Mm-hmm. But some people, they just came to have some education here, and they decided to stay here. So now we are protecting the rights of both of categories of people. We think that we need to show that Ukraine is a hospitable country and that we also respect different nations. And of course, we need to understand that Ukraine is a multicultural country. We have 134 nationalities that are living in Ukraine. It's big diasporas with their own activity, with their own life. They integrated in Ukrainian society, but at the same time they want to save a small island of their culture on the territory of Ukraine.
And I think, again, the cultural diplomacy, even within our country, is a good way to work with the minorities, right?
Yeah,
to
of course.
let them, give them a chance to enjoy their culture, you know, celebrate their holidays or different traditions.
Of course, they want to show Ukrainians the, you know, all these things that they try to protect. And they with pleasure come to our activities. They're trying to find all these things and all the methods how to show it. Starting from, they are organizing different ensembles and some bands. They are sticking different even plates, cups and something like that in national style and trying to bring it to the festival to show it. So, you know, when we are starting actually all the preparation to the festival, it really looks amazing because you can
Talking about diversity.
you can get the call from one diaspora and they're telling, you know, we now visited, for instance, this house and we found this. Did you use it? Will you use it? And I say, yes, of course, try to bring it. When you also get the enthusiasm from another side, not you are only proposing to do something, but you are getting the feedback, some feedback, it inspires you.
That's amazing. You have to go to the delegation of the European Union to Ukraine, because this is really the way of thinking of the European Union, united in diversity. And I don't understand why you didn't go to...
Because they're busy doing the thing. So that's why we are here to give them the advice.
Really, you have to
if
go.
we will have the partners in Europe, we are ready for cooperation.
Sure.
Of course, we will do it with pleasure. We will start to make new ideas and find new ways to cooperate. But at that time, we are doing only by ourselves.
Sure.
Wow.
I can even see, for instance, a big festival exhibition of 134 different nationalities, maybe on Maidan you know, having different corners of different cultures that are present in Ukraine. This would be a nice, a big, I mean, wonderful event, because I don't think people even have an idea that we have 134 representatives from all over the world.
And now the only problem we have, we're limited in money, because to make the big event, for instance, so big on the Maidan, we need to create different houses for these things, because some of this heritage has really the very big value. That is why we need to protect it and something like that. We need to make good stages, all the technical equipment. It also needs money. So
definitely, that's where EU can come in, because it has to be a connection between the government of Ukraine and the
that's
EU.
Interesting.
Because it cannot be sponsored, you know, by a private company, or it could be additionally, but the main thing has to come
at
from
first,
the
I
government.
think maybe the EU can maybe do some patronage, give the logo of the European EU flag, something like that. Because this is, for me, this is really in the way of thinking of the European Union.
And we could, I can see this could be, you know, 100.
Yes. This is. I am very surprised. Really, this. I mean,
well, time is up, unfortunately, and I think, you know, we have just we haven't touched only maybe a top of the iceberg with what you do, but thank you for doing what you do. You know, thank you very much. It was United Country UAT time by First Ukraine. Our guest was Dariia Kariakina, head of the Outlook project.
Olivier, Vedrine and Sergey Velichanskiy were working for you in the studio. Stay with us and we will show to you the real Ukraine.
Thank you for being with us. Have a good day and see you soon.